So I was able to cut all the pieces that I needed, and I was able to cut them perfectly. The parts that I didn't use was like this. This is already like this, when I bought it. So I had to cut out pieces like this. Although this is an easy fix, just take some wood glue and really glue it back together. But I didn't want to do all of that. Let me see. Is it that easy? Anyway, I know I will have to fill in the cracks of the pieces I've already done. I'll probably have to fill those in with some wood filler, wood putty. And I might use wood glue to attach this. I don't think I have any wood glue. So I'm going to have to stick with my Eileen tacky glue, which is still strong. Wow, look at how this looks. This looks very gingerbreadish. And compared to the house, I'm looking at it and I'm like, whoa, gingerbread all the way. So I ran into a couple issues. The trim was lining up in the front, as long as that was all right, because that's gonna be the first thing that you see when you look at the front of the house. Now I have to fill the cracks in with like some wood putty, wood filler. I don't have any of that on hand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to make my own version of it, and it's very strong. I'm gonna use some of this white sand that I use, and I'm gonna use some of this Eileen's tacky glue just to fill in the cracks. Actually, the whole exterior of the house is pretty much that, and this dries really hard like cement. So we're gonna start with that because I don't know. I've been inspired by watching things like the World's Fair, like the one in I think 1893 that they had in Chicago, and they built all those buildings, and those buildings were there just for temporary reasons, like they built grand palaces with exhibits and exhibitions and art and a whole bunch of stuff. So that kind of inspired me to kind of do my own thing, because you think they're gonna cast everything hand by hand and sculpt everything hand by hand. No, they're going to, like I said, they're going to just going they just gonna cast it and make another one and another one and another one. So I was really impressed. So I have my sand and my glue mixed up. It honestly looks like sugar, so it's probably gonna dry really clear and sugary looking. Or maybe this might have give me some type of inspiration for this house. Let's see how this looks and turn out. Could I be on to something? I don't know. So I was able to fill that in. I'm gonna fill in another spot that I see with the foam. I should have had reinforced it a long time ago. I wouldn't have got those bents, but that's okay because I can always fill that with the same process, the sand and the paint. So yeah, that definitely does help doing this. It looks like icing a little bit. So white sand and some paint. Well, not really paint, but I could have mixed paint with this. But white sand and glue. Let me find out I done did something different, something new. I might do that on the foundation pieces to make them look like gingerbread. I just might do that. Let me see how this looks. I'm gonna let it dry though. Wow, who knew white sand and a lot of glue could give you an icing effect? And I think this works. I actually like how that comes out. That looks really nice. I gotta give it up. I had to think outside of the box. That's how I thought of a new idea. Okay, let's go ahead and finish this math. Wow, so it's actually starting to look really good. And I like how it kind of like simmers down. Like you put it on messy and it starts to like flatten itself out like real icing. So I just put this piece on, and you see how this is already looking like icing. Okay, this is a good idea. See what happens when you don't have stuff around the house? You gotta invent stuff in a way. Cause I doggone sure wouldn't go to no Lowe's or Home Depot today and get no wood filler. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I mixed my sand and my paint up. It's giving me this droopy feeling. I kind of like this. It's definitely giving me gingerbread vibes. It really is. Yeah, it is. Wow, so I really love the natural drips, the way that it just drips down, and it does really look like icing, like it really does. And I'm like, wow, this looks nice. Because I was wondering how could I finish off those bottom edges of the foundation? Because at first I was gonna leave them plain, and I really am glad that I didn't. And just looking at the house and all of the detail that I have in it and on it, I can see why it took me past Christmas to get this house done. Um, a lot of detail, energy, and thought has went into this home. Like even from the beginning, like picking out what color it was going to be. This house had to be repainted 4 times. Not only that, but I was able to do new styles, new techniques. Like I've never had a twisted column before, and the column just looks wow. Like, and I will say those stickers from Hobby Lobby really came through because I bought a bunch of them. Me and my niece, we went shopping. We bought a bunch of those little stickers. We was just putting them in a cart. Anything that looked like Christmas, we put it in the cart. Of course, we didn't use all of them, and we are going to take some of them back. But that just showed me, like, you need props to really stage and make things look nice. Even when it comes down to the candy canes. Like, I had this trim. I was like, what am I going to use this trim for? And then I was like, let me put some red and white stripes. Hold on, let's add glitter. Let's make it sparkle and shiny. And I was like, wow, I should have added some glitter to maybe to the new icing effect. I'm gonna call it the icing effect. I should have added some glitter to that, but I was just testing it out, see how it would look. But so far so good. Now, the only thing with this is I hope that it does not dry. Please don't dry clear. Please don't. Or if you do, then you do. But if you don't, it's fine. Because I know if I would have put paint in it, paint would have got everywhere. Paint is just a mess sometimes. But so far, so good. Like, it feels great to admire and look at my work and actually see it. Okay, so I have some spare trim and I got some gold leaf. I'm going to see if I can make this without making a big mess into something else. So I'm looking at gingerbread house over there. And it's kind of like I got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Not really that much though. So I'm gonna test it out first to see if I really like it. Because other than that, I'm just gonna spray paint. So I don't think I'm gonna be gold leafing this, only because let's just say gold leafing is not my thing. It could be, but it came out a little sloppy, so I'm not gonna use this. If anything, it's probably best to use the sheets because I just have the flakes. If I use the sheets, I could lay it down in there and it probably would work. But am I that much of a perfectionist? No. Is Hobby Lobby open? Maybe. Should I go to Hobby Lobby? Nah, that's more money to be spending. We ain't got time for that. So we're gonna just paint it gold with the spray paint and always have a backup plan. This gonna work just as good. So we're gonna go and paint that. Although I kind of want to leave it I really want to leave it brown, but I got to fill in those cracks. Those cracks have to be covered in. Looking back at it, it doesn't really look that bad. You just gotta let it dry. I like the shade of gold, I'll say that. So I'll probably spray paint one side and kind of get a difference. And I'll probably spray paint the middle part and see what it would look like if I was to add the gold leaves to it. So far, so it's not that bad. All big dreams start out small, but I need your help. What I like to do is turn this house into a kit, but I need funding for it. So if you guys don't mind contributing to my GoFundMe account, I'd be very grateful so I can launch a successful kit line. My financial goal is to raise $15,000 just to cover things like power tools, access to a bigger workshop, building materials, in other words, windows, doors, lights, trim, etc. And of course, hiring some helping hands because y'all know I can't do this all alone. The link to it is in the description. Once again, thank you and happy crafting.